think we're fine.
Are we going?
Turn this on because yeah, we are going.
We are going?
We are.
Hey there, interwebs. Welcome back to the Foxhole. I'm the Bob here with John running technical stuff in the background. Today we are going to be opening 3 packs for our draft series. This is for position 3. If you haven't had the opportunity to check out the first 2, you should probably do that. We talk a little bit about the draft format for Magic the Gathering. And we have our expert on the first 2 times, Andrew. He's very, very knowledgeable. We appreciate everything that he does for us. So what I'm going to do today is I'm flying a bit solo. We're going to talk about which cards we're going to pick from which packs, and we're going to kind of look at the overall value. The last couple of packs have not been huge in value, but that's because we're not pulling enormous set. This is not double masters or modern masters of any sort. This is just a real standard kind of draft setup. So position number 3, they're going to take their first pack. I think we're going to use this one. This is the Planeswalker Sarah. So we're going to start with her. This is pack number 1. Pack number 2 is the one with the bear, which is like Urza Major. And then, of course, the Mystery Booster Pack. So the Mystery Booster Pack, again, has 1,700 cards in the set. And 1,700 cards is a lot to choose from. 1,698 or something, 95. All right. So this is seat number 3. We open pack number 1.
It's like a double echo.
Oh, all right. So we're just gonna get right into it. Kind of cracking packs. This is one of my most favorite things of all time. Okay, so first thing we have a foil illusion token. That's neat. I love these foil tokens in the Modern Horizons. It's a very interesting idea. This is the art card from the package. It's rather interesting. We've been collecting the art cards, and we're probably going to put them in some kind of furniture. So if you're interested in buying a fancy Magic the Gathering furniture piece that we're making, holler at us. This is the snow-covered land. It's a plains for this package. Okay. Now the next card is a Tornado, which is a Tornado of Thorns. Tornado. And this is a foil, so that's why this common is right on top. It's a common foil. You can see it's gorgeous coloring. It's really neat with the griffin there in the tornado. Destroy target creature with flying. If you can remember right, we have one person who is in black and white and one person who is red and blue in the first 2 seats. So, Echo of Eons. I have no idea how powerful this is. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 new cards. And it has flashback, so you can cast it twice, because you can cast it from your graveyard if you are willing to exile it. So the reason that it's a big deal is because the flashback cost you can see is only 3. So that's a very powerful card. It's not something that we're going to be drafting immediately, although it's nice. It's probably not going to be our #1 pick from this pack. Farmstead Gleaner. Farmstead Gleaner doesn't untap during your untap step. It tap 2 and him and put a counter on target. 1/1 counter on target Farmstead Gleaner. So how do you... tap 2 and you can untap him. So every time you untap him, you can put a 1/1 counter on him. That's an interesting symbol. There you go, people. That's the untap symbol. He can be pretty powerful. He gets +1/+1 almost every turn if you can pay for it. It's pretty solid, but probably not our high pick for this pack. Ingenious Infiltrator. Ninjutsu of a black and a blue. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So this is kind of a big deal. You can ninja him onto the field for just 2, 1 black and 1 blue. And he would replace the card that's been on the battlefield tapped and attacking. So he's very effective. So that Echoes of Eons, guys, that's a $10 card right there. So that's... $8 card. That's pack value right there. Tranquil Thicket. That is our cycling non-basic land. Probably not your pick. Amorphous Axe. It's an equipment +3/+0 and is every creature type. Oh, equipped creature gets +3/+0 and is every creature type. So this could be good or bad. You saw that there are creature types that are like cowards. That's an interesting mechanic in this. Probably not your first pick. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn if its power is 2. Then it fights target creature you don't control. Okay, Savage Swipe, not bad. It's an interesting green card. Here's white or green. So this is an either or, not a both. And it's destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's a really good removal for those things, but not something that's going at the top of our list again. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Draw a card. This is a great card if you're in white already and you need a little bit of removal or a little bit of protection, but it's not really going to change. It's not something you're building a deck around. Treefolk Umbra. Enchant creature gets +0/+2 and is assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And its totem armor. If enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura. So this is kind of like an extra life, basically. Not only does it give you 2 defense, but it also assigns combat damage using its defense, and it gives it the ability to just get rid of the enchantment when the creature dies. So this is a pretty powerful card. It's a 3-drop. That's maybe on our list of cards to put in this, maybe build a deck around. Oh, here's another ninja. Ninjutsu 2. When Azure Smoke Shaper enters the battlefield, get control. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. So he makes something indestructible as he ninjas into the battlefield. Scour all possibilities, scry 2 and draw a card. Flashback for quite a bit more. That's a 5-cost flashback. It's a really expensive draw card, but toward the end of the game you might have that just chilling. So it's good scry at the beginning, and it lets you draw a card. So basically you get to pick either of the top 2 cards to put in your hand, and then you can put the other one on the bottom of your deck or on the top of your deck. Fist of Flame, draw a card. Until end of turn, target creature gains trample and gets +1/+0 for each card you've drawn this turn. So it's going to give you a minimum of +1 if it's your opponent's turn, but it could be a minimum of +2 during your turn because it's going to have to happen after your draw step. It's an okay card. Oh, there it is. So the very last card in this pack is the Enduring Sliver. So this we know this set has a lot of slivers, and this sliver in particular has a great ability. It's called Outlast. You can use it as a sorcery. You pay 2, tap it, and it gets a 1/1 counter. And then every other sliver gets Outlast. So you can tap 2 and that sliver and give it +1/+1. So this is a great card that continues to build throughout the whole game just by paying 2. It can be very effective. It's a great card to build around. So really what we're looking at is our ninjas or our sorceries. And honestly, I think this guy may be leaning towards the Ingenious Infiltrator. Just because the Echoes of Eons is a great, very powerful card, but it's kind of difficult to use. And it doesn't really help a lot. You're going to throw away your hand to get 7 new cards, but it also puts your graveyard back into your library. So I don't know what Andrew's going to choose. We will find that out at the end of all of these. In video number 9, we're going to talk about what this person should hold out of this pack. I have a feeling it's going to be the Enduring Sliver or the Ingenious Infiltrator. And that's the pretty much the gist of this pack. So we're going to assume that we're taking the Infiltrator as our card, and we're going to look at the next pack, because that's what we do. Pack number 2, seat number 2, here we go. And I'm putting these packs back together as I scoop them off the table, if you guys are watching, in a pretty random way, because it's oftentimes in a draft where people will shuffle the hand before they hand it to you, so you have no way to know what they took and what they didn't take. That way you can't guess what colors they're in. So part of drafting is knowing what colors you are in, but also trying to figure out what colors the people to your left and right, and even across the table, if you get any kind of hints as to what colors they're in, that can be very powerful, very good information, and help you win. So here's this pack number 2. We're going to open pack number 2 right here. No big deal. Zombie. Ooh, that's a gorgeous looking card. It's like somebody's bones are being pulled. Oh, that's just gross. What is going on here?
That's awesome.
It's like the knight, but then like his guts are being pulled out, and then his skeleton is being pulled out of his guts. Oh, wow. Kind of creepy. Okay.
Dope.
That's interesting. Snow-covered forest. That's our snow-covered land for this pack. Oh, there she blows. This is the chase card, people. This is called Ren and 6. Ren and 6 is the chase card because it is the most powerful card in this set. So, Ren and 6 is a planeswalker, as you can tell. If you know Magic, then you know that. It's +1. Return up to 1 target land card from your graveyard to your hand. But it's an up to, so it's not a requirement, so you could do 0. His -1. Ren and 6 deals 1 damage to any target. That's it. 1 token, 1 damage. -7. You gain an emblem with the words. Instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard have retrace.
Does that have a backside to it?
It does not. This is a Ren and 6 from Modern Horizons. It is a mythic rare, card number 217. So the chances of us pulling another card out of this pack that we would rather take over Ren and 6 is very, very low. But this means that you are going into green-red, probably, when this comes out, when you see that. Okay, Etchings of Chosen. Etchings of Chosen enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Tap 1, sacrifice a creature of the chosen type, and target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. So basically you can sack smaller creatures to protect larger creatures. It's pretty effective, nice useful card. Not something you're building a deck around. The Talisman of Resilience. It can add a green or black, but it does it for a damage. So this is an artifact that works like a pain land. Not something we're building a deck around. Fact or Fiction. Reveal top 5 cards of your library. An opponent separates those into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So usually what happens is there's one really strong card out of those 5, and they choose that 1 card or the other 4 cards. So
Ren and 6.
Ren and 6. We got a valuation. How much?
$48
Is
and 40 cents.
$48, people. That was a $48 pack. So this is one of those that you're going to take Ren and 6 no matter what. Like, there's just no other option here. When you open this pack, not only is it the most powerful card in the set, but it's probably the most valuable card in the set. Okay.
If she had been foil, it would have been a $250 card.
Oh, yeah, in foil, Ren and 6 is $250. All right. Trumpeting Herd. It's a 4-drop. Create a 3/3 elephant creature token. And it has rebound, so you can cast the spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. So this card gets cast twice, no matter what, if you can cast it from your hand. Which means that you pay 4, but you get 2 3/3 green elephant, trumpeting elephant tokens, which is pretty awesome. Okay, instant Volatile Claws. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain +2/+0 and gain all creature types. So there's a lot to do with creature types in this set, as you guys can tell. Defile. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control. It's a 1-drop. It can usually destroy pretty powerful creatures. Our seat number 1 is going to want this card very badly because it's great removal. It's an instant speed, and it has the power of as many swamps as you have. And you're playing black, so you're going to have swamps. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans. Destroy target artifact. Dredge. So, dredge 1. If you would draw a card, instead you may put exactly 1 card from the top of your library into your graveyard. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Otherwise, draw a card. So, this has a dredge of 1, which means you can bring it from the graveyard to your hand by taking the top card of your library and dumping it in the graveyard. I know it's a little bit confusing, but you can do that. Instead of drawing that card at the beginning of your turn, you can dredge this guy. And you can actually do it anytime you would draw a card. You can dredge. Okay, Gluttonous Slug. Menace, which means he cannot be blocked by creatures that are... I don't remember. Anyway, Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has a greater power or toughness than this creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. So it's not very strong at first, but when it starts to go off, as you bring other things in, it gets really powerful very quickly. Frost Wallow we talked about in one of the older packs. It uses snow-covered lands. Activate ability only once each turn. It can get +2/+2 until end of turn. There's another Enduring Sliver. If someone went into slivers, then there's a lot of slivers floating around on this table that are going to be very powerful. So if someone were wise and they had taken a sliver in their first draw, then this could be a very good game for them. Until end of turn, up to 2 target creatures each have base power and toughness of 3/3. They gain flying and become blue illusions in addition to their other color types and card types. And draw a card. So Phantasmal Form is not new, but it's powerful. It's a 3-drop. It makes 2 of your creatures 3/3 flying, and it lets you draw a card. So anytime you get to draw a card to replace the card that you just cast is awesome. Bogardan Dragonheart we talked about. Sacrifice a creature, and this thing becomes a 4/4 flying haste dragon. Ephemerate. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Rebound. If you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next turn, it does it again. So this is the one that you would use if you have some kind of coming into play effect. So I don't see a whole lot here that has coming into play effects. So really the 2 that you might build a deck around are these 2, or again that Enduring Sliver. But we're talking Wrenn and 6. That's a game changer right there. This is a big deal right there. That is a game changer. Andrew's going to be so upset when he sees this because he's been talking about it every time. He's like, "Oh, just draw Wrenn and 6," and I'm like, "Okay." He's going to be super upset, but it's good. All right. So there's that tape. So Wrenn and 6, even though we took the Ingenious Infiltrator in the first pack, Wrenn and 6 literally changes our color scheme. So we're going to be 15 cards into this because of the first pack by the time we see Wrenn and 6, and it's going to make us rethink how we're playing this game. Like we're going to totally, and they're totally different colors too, so we're probably built into blue-black at this point. And then we see Wrenn and 6, and it totally changes what we're doing. All right. That leaves just one more pack. This is the Mystery Booster. Again, this is the one we've been talking a lot about. I'm going to take time to put the Wrenn and 6 in a sleeve so that we don't have too many problems here. Again, if you're watching this and there's a card that you really, really want, we do give discounts to anybody who tells us that they saw us on our social media when you buy stuff from us on TCG. So
I don't know how that works, but
we can figure it out. We can figure it out. All right. So Mystery Boosters, 1,690 different cards. Yesterday we opened a Kiki Jiki in a pack, which is cool. It's a $10 card. The mystery booster packs, I think, are a little bit more expensive than regular packs. And Andrew likes to pretend that Andrew Garfield is sitting in the back room of the basement in Magic the Gathering and Wizards Central, and he's like giggling as he pulls out cards and stuffs them into packs. We did see that the commons and uncommons may not necessarily be in any specific order because they were in random order yesterday. We got extra uncommons just stuffed in the pack for no apparent reason. So, here we go. I'm going to open this. Rootborn Defense. Populate. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So, populate is you create a token that is a copy of a creature token you control. So, if you have creature tokens on the field, populate duplicates them and doubles the number. Not something we're building a deck around. Knight of Old Benelia, suspend 5 for 1. So if you draw this on turn 1 and you cast it, then he comes in on turn 5, and when he comes in, he enters the battlefield. Everything gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So for 1 mana and then suspend, not too bad. Claustrophobia. Enchanted creature. When Claustrophobia enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature does not untap. Its controller during its controller's untap step. So basically, it takes one of their creatures out of the game, and nullifies it for a little while. Defender, Mnemonic Wall. Defender. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. So this gives you the opportunity to reuse some of the spells, and it's in blue already. So if you're pulling blue, then you're probably working on some kind of removal and stuff. That's a great one to relive some of your spells.
The M is silent. It's mnemonic.
Oh, it's mnemonic. Mnemonic Wall. There you go. All right. Dread Drone. When Dread Drone enters the battlefield, put 2 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature tokens onto the battlefield. They have sacrifice the creature, add 1 mana to your mana pool. Oh, so he's a 4/1 for 5, but he also gives you 2 mana back when you're ready. But he also gives you the Eldrazi creatures that you can sack. Target creature gains death touch until end of turn. Draw a card. Oh, do you guys see this Blade Brand? Look at this image. This person is just like, blah. They're giggling and they're like being stabbed with blades and blades coming out of them and all over the place. Anyway. Oh, on Crop Crasher. Haste. You may exile it as it attacks. If you do, creatures can't block this turn. So you can trash this card into exile and make him attack, and then all of your other creatures are unblockable, which is really cool for 3. 3/2 for 3. He's an okay body, but he's great with that haste ability. Oh, Haste and Madness. Incorrigible Youth. Madness 3. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its madness cost or put it into your graveyard. Huh. Okay. Well, there it is. You can play this for 3. It has haste. And those kids are eating that person. Look at this. These kids are eating that dude right there. They're literally chomping on him. That's gross.
They're incorrigible.
They are incorrigible. They're like Chucky, except he was a doll, but still. Charging Rhino. It's a 5-drop 4/4. Can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. So it's kind of a big deal. Cannot be blocked by more than 1 creature. And at 4/4, that means he's going to be very, very hard to kill. Ranger's Guile. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. It's not bad. Hexproof. Great card. Pollen Bright Wings. Enchant creature. It gets flying. And when it deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 Saproling tokens. So this is one of those. This thing can just create a boatload of tokens for every damage that you deal to your opponent. That's a really useful card. Again, we are in either green-red or blue-black. So that's probably not going in our deck. This is the Missy Tome. So sometimes this is useful, but most of the time this is not going into a draft. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. But it's a 5 cost. And you're trashing one of your cards every turn. That means you're just burning through your library. You only have 40 cards. You're probably not using this card. Oh, we need to look that one up. Weatherland Wayfarer. It's a 1-drop for a 1/1. Search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Play this ability only if an opponent controls more lands than you.
$3.60.
$3.60.
No, $4.95 actually.
$4.95. That's not bad. It's not the value of the deck, but the pack.
My mistake. $3.95.
$3.95. All right. Mind Spring. 2 blue and X. Draw X cards. We need to look that one up too.
Working on it.
This is kind of cool. It's just it's a very simple 3-drop for a card, 4-drop for 2 cards, 5 drops for 3 cards, so on and so forth. This is really useful in blue if you're trying to get to a specific card, but it can be really pricey because you have to have those 2 blue mana and something else. So you're not probably using this on turn 2 or 3.
About a quarter.
It's about 25 cents. All right. Wow, look at that. Mage Writes Stone. I don't know if you guys can see the way that foils, but that is gorgeous. Oh, ooh, there you go. Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's not really great. A 2-drop, untap target creature that has an activated ability with a tap in its cost. Oh. So it lets you use things again for a mana, so you can reuse anything. You could also untap one of their creatures for some reason. I don't know why you would. But there it is. And that's worth $2. So, honestly, out of this pack, if you're in the blue-black, you're going with the Mind Spring. Or the Mnemonic Wall. Because it allows you to get back and play those sorceries again, or your instance. Also, the Claustrophobia may be in your hand. Most of the others are not really something that we're going to be looking to play. So there it is. Let's see. It's an interesting way that they do these boosters. If anybody else out there has ideas about or has thoughts on the mystery boosters, let me know, because this is a very interesting, very unusual. These cards are not necessarily in standard. You know, you can't just play these cards in standard now just because they reprinted them. They're still not in standard. They're kind of either they're modern cards or they're too old to be modern cards. So I think all of them so far that we've seen have been modern cards. So you can play them in modern format. But
what about the Wayfarer? Wayfarer's all right.
This guy,
yeah.
The Wayfarer, yeah, he's a modern border now. So that's interesting. All right, people. That's pretty much the extent of what we're doing today. We have 5 more seats to go through. We do get it's going to be a little bit long-winded. I'm learning as we go that we can do things faster and better. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. So there we go. This is the big shocking thing. Yesterday we got a Kiki Jiki. Today we got a Ren and 6. I'm not upset at all. I think those 2 cards together paid for most of the Modern Horizon packs. Oh wait, no. The Modern Horizon packs were expensive, huh? Never mind. But I mean, it's $50 or $60 that goes a long ways towards it.
Yeah, we're about a third of the way there.
Okay. Yep. All right. So, thank you for watching. We appreciate your time. Glad you decided to spend time with us. If you have comments, questions, concerns about drafting, let us know. If you email us at whatthefoxtrot with no O's, that's whatthefxtrt@gmail.com. Let us know what you think if you'd like to see something else. Also, you can find us on Facebook under What the Foxtrot with O's.
Actually, if they were to do facebook.com/. It's what the Foxtrot knows.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So, also we have an Instagram, what the Foxtrot knows. We have the Foxhole here in the house that we're in. We do a lot of different stuff, not just Magic the Gathering. We're going to do some woodworking and all kinds of stuff today. And so that can be found at what the Foxhole on the Instagram. Also, you can find us on YouTube under What the Foxtrot with no O's. Thank you for spending your time with us. We appreciate the 25-30 minutes you spent with us this morning, and we hope that you will return. And remember, we do have big things coming up. Video number 9 is going to be a big, long one. We're going to have a huge discussion. Thank you, and have a great day.